What are your theories of Marvel going forward, like from this phase? Because obviously, we have a multiverse that just started. So how do you think this is going to pan out?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? I am so curious to see what they do now, because with Iron Man, you start off with one character and the world builds outward. You go from Iron Man, then you add Hulk, then you add Thor, and everything's built outward. Now with the multiverse, everything's got to build back inward. You have infinite possibilities, and everything has to kind of come back together from all those little branches into a trunk, and then that'll be the tree. So it's really hard to speculate as to where things are going, but it looks like Kang the Conqueror is going to be our big villain for Phase 4. We know he's going to be in Ant-Man Quantumania. We know he's going to be in Multiverse of Madness. Is he going to be in Spider-Man?
I've not heard that announcement. I don't think so, but I know Loki's going to be in Multiverse of Madness as well, but I don't know. He might, kind of like the Thanos thing, that they dropped those breadcrumbs or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if he was an end credit scene in a couple of these movies.
Yeah. It's tricky though, because we have so many, like, they're setting up the what do you call them? The Thunderbolts? No. What are they called?
Well, it could be the Thunderbolts, but it also there's another name for it.
Dark Avengers or something.
Dark Avengers, yeah. It could be either one.
And then they're setting up the new Avengers with the kids, and some of this they might just be like planting seeds to see what sticks and that they can cultivate. But we got the Eternals coming up.
Yeah.
X-Men, like Deadpool showing up in that reaction video the other day.
Yeah, that was dope.
I don't know, man. What do you want to see?
What do I want? I mean, I'm excited to see, of course, Shang-Chi, but I think that's set even in the blip, from what I've heard. So.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm excited for that because I would love to see how that world was in that 5 years. But no, I'm excited. That of course, Quantumania looks good. Multiverse of Madness is probably number one on my list because I'm hearing Sam Raimi's going to be tapping into some horror element into this. But what you were saying, like, about the future, I think the main thing about the Infinity Saga was these stones and trying to prevent Thanos from getting it, or because of chaos. This one, I think you're kind of on the nose with it. Is probably trying to bring back that sacred timeline, and we might get like a lot of merging at the end. Like, this is probably how they're going to introduce the X-Men, how they're going to introduce maybe some Fantastic Four. These might be alternate characters from different universes, and they might all merge into one big ass timeline because they don't want to kill anybody. But I'm excited to maybe see like evil Avengers, because we heard that rumor that Chris Evans is coming back. We might see like a Hydra version of him.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
People are talking about building up to Secret Wars, which in the Marvel comics is, multiple different versions of each of the Avengers fighting each other. You can have 5 Doctor Stranges going at it, and that would be a cool way to
that would be great
to up the ante. But I'm trying to wrap my head around, do you think that each of the different movies that we referenced are all occurring in the sacred timeline, or are we pulling from different timelines and then there's going to be like an amalgam later on down the road? Because the Gamora that we're going to have in Guardians, that's a different Gamora. How do you think it's all going to be the characters, the versions of the characters we know, or are we going to get other versions of them?
I think we will get multi versions of them, but I'm skeptical a little bit. Every time I'm not disrespecting the Marvel, but every time I give like a criticism of Marvel, people are like, yeah, you hate Marvel. No, the fuck I don't. It's one of my favorite franchises. But like, this is my thing of skepticism though. You just mentioned all these different teams, like the Kid Avengers, we got the Thunderbolts and shit like that, and then we're doing multi versions of different characters. It seems like it's getting convoluted. Now, if I didn't see how perfectly well they balance Endgame and Infinity War, I would be like, this is not going to work. But we know that they can do it. Now, this is another layer on top of that impossible assignment that they did. So I'm skeptical, but I think if anyone could do it, Marvel can do it. But that's a lot of... They're introducing new characters and multi-versions characters of the same ones. I don't know, but I'm excited to see if it works.
bro, if you would have hit audiences with this stuff back in 2010, we would have just rejected it outright. Like, what are you guys talking about? The fact that nerdy shit like the multiverses have become so just viable, like people know what we're talking about when we say multiverse, that's kind of crazy to me. I don't know, man. That's the kind of stuff like when I really started to think about Loki and time travel in general. It just gets very unwieldy, man. And that's to your point about things feeling like convoluted or just like a lot. It really, you and I have talked about it before. It's like gives the screenwriters free reign to do
whatever
anything they want.
Yeah, I told I was talking to my friend Alex about this. I was all like, Marvel is genius but lazy at the same time when it comes to this multiverse. You could have a flop. Let's give an example, Shang-Chi, which I think is going to be great, but let's just say it's the worst movie of all time. All they have to do is say, oh, that's in a different timeline. It doesn't count. Don't
even sweat it. Yeah, dude, that's a good point.
That's like the easiest get out of jail free card ever. Like they really set themselves up to like success. Like seriously, they can literally just say, it's another timeline. We'll never come back to that again.
Yeah.
God dang.
That's wild.
I mean, it's genius though. I can't believe they did that. But it's great. But as you said though, time travel gets convoluted. Multiverse is probably gonna get convoluted. It's easy writing, but at the same time, we know damn well we're gonna watch that shit.
Yes, yeah.
Just to see this how it's gonna play out, you know.
Were you surprised by the fact that they put Kang in it?
I was okay. So it was, you know how the Ralph Boner thing played out in WandaVision. For one, after thinking about it, I think it's the funniest thing ever. I'm glad they did that. But I was not happy about the power broker bullshit in Falcon and Winter Soldier. I thought that was ridiculous. But this one, all signs led to Kang. So I was like, well, it's obviously not Kang. And I think that was the same thing that with the power broker. I was like, it's obviously Sharon Carter. So it can't be Sharon Carter. And it ended up being. So I think Marvel did the same thing, but I think they did it better. But I was in the camp saying like, this got to be like an evil Loki because this show was called Loki.
Yeah, and, same.
You know, it's probably going to be him killing an evil version of himself so he can move on with life and stuff like that. But the way that they introduced Kang was pretty good because first I was like, this guy is wacky and silly. I'm not really feeling him. But the second he said, hey, look, if you kill me, I'm a good version of Kang. Like, you know, if you don't like me, you don't want to see the other versions of me. And that right there just like blew my mind. I was like, oh, so that's how they're going to do this.
Yeah.
Because this guy obviously wasn't a big bad threat, but like Jonathan Majors is such a good actor. He can be menacing like Thanos. So I think that was a good way how they did that.
Yeah, I agree. I think like exactly what you said. It was like I learned my lesson with WandaVision. I'm not going to get over invested in these theories and everybody, the comic book nerds, not everybody, but like the people who are locked into this stuff, they were all like, it's Kang, it all from the comic books. And I'm always the one that's like, it doesn't matter what happens in the comic books because these are for everybody. They're not for the comic book fans. And then lo and behold, all the comic book fans get to be like, yeah, we got one.
Got one.
yeah, exactly. It just cancels out the Mephisto. You're back at zero, people. Calm down.
Oh yeah, I hope Marvel never gives us Mephisto, but I hope they keep giving us like little ass like teases. I hope Shang-Chi has like a little like devil in the corner and everyone just comes their pants. I hope they go crazy. Oh my God, did you see Mephisto reference? I hope they never give us Mephisto, but I hope they tease it. Seriously. Because it's funny. It's funny now.
Yeah, it is.
Help keep your brother out the streets. Subscribe to my dad's YouTube channel. Love, peace, and chicken.